A little statement here. I've seen a lot of support today from other channels, which is unusual for me. Even Simcast, who's supposed to hate me, is being neutral about it and saying all this chasing after AD and chasing money, but not having to say where the money's gone or what it's doing for 4 years. If I was giving somebody money, I want to know what it's doing. 4 years. Well, anyway, this was picked up by Justin Lee, who I don't know. But like him, I don't collect enemies, but more than Justin does, he associates with other creators. I don't. Because I've learned after 5 years, there's no point because they turn on you. So I don't associate with anybody hardly, occasionally. But I appreciate that support. And also Miss Mensa, she's...
AD watches Simcast. Do you know AD watches my channel? He's been watching my channel for quite a while, probably at least a year. And that's because of the content that I do. I've done videos about him. I've done videos about Dave. And so, of course, the algorithm, he would pick it up from the algorithm. And he is a watcher of my channel and a silent lurker, which means he watches my channel, but he never comments. And I appreciate that. He doesn't come into my channel and leave nasty comments. He's respectful and doesn't say anything. He watches my content, but doesn't say anything. He never sent me a cease and desist letter like a lot of people got from him. He's never bothered me. So I am not a supporter of AD. Let's get that clear. I don't agree with what he does on his channel. I don't agree with his theories or conspiracy theories, whatever you want to call them. I don't support what he does at all. But after my recent experience, which I don't regret, you got to learn your lessons in life. I learned my lesson. But after my recent experience, AD is looking like the Pope right now. He's looking like a saint to me right now. AD is looking, if I compare him to Dave and whatever, he really is looking like a saint right now. I mean, really, compared to when I think about it, and I think AD is a master manipulator, by the way. And, a lot of the things that people call him, I agree. But compared to what I've experienced, he really, really is looking like a pope. And I still maintain that I don't think that the Rusex are going to get him in court. I don't believe that it's going to happen. I don't believe that a court case is going to happen. I've been saying this for a very long time. Every year we're told, it's the same song and dance. We're told things are going to happen soon and channels will be shut down soon and everybody will be exposed soon. Everyone will be held accountable soon. And nothing ever happens. Crowdfund has thousands and, thousands of pounds are sitting in a crowdfund, stagnating, and nothing has happened. So when I was recently told by one of my subs called Oliver that AD said I support him, I just really found it really quite humorous. I was just laughing. And I went to the video or the stream that AD mentioned me, something along the lines of even Simcast, who's supposed to not like me very much, I'm just paraphrasing, is supporting me and saying, all these years of chasing AD and nothing has happened, something along those lines. And I smirked, and I think I watched that clip a few times because he's never actually mentioned me on his channel. I think that the chase for AD, trying to, for years now, people have been trying to get AD, and I think it's a lost cause. I think the only thing I think we can hope for is that he gets his channels shut down. And obviously that's not our power. It's not within our power. And by the way, people who say that I've said that I'm a truth channel, I'm not a truth channel. I'm neither a truth channel or a true crime channel. My channel is about human behavior. So that's why I do speak about other creators, because, you know, there's a lot of human behavior in how creators interact with each other and how people interact on YouTube and social media in general. And I do true crime cases because true crime cases explore the extreme types of human behavior that we see in the world. My channel is about human behavior. Never claimed to be a truth channel, never claimed to be a saint, and never claimed that I was perfect. I am flawed, just like Shanann was. Just like many other people, I have flaws. But back to what I was saying about AD. Yeah, I think trying to get AD after all these years, I don't think there's going to be a court case against him. And I also think that, you know, like I said, the best we can hope for is that we have his channel, you know, his channels are shut down, and you know, it hasn't, you know, it doesn't seem to be happening very fast, and it's not in our power for that to happen. But yeah, you know, AD is actually not the worst creator when it comes to the Watts case anymore. He's not the worst creator. And I think that, yes, we can talk about him, but I think that hoping that there is going to be some kind of resolution anytime soon to all of this and to him, I think that it's only wishful thinking. You know, every year we hear that something is going to happen, big things are happening soon, and nothing ever happens. So I think trying to chase after AD is a lost cause. It was painful to lose people like Sharon Taran and Marley Sankor, people that I spoke with on a very regular basis and had deep conversations with, and others. It was painful. It was more painful than the pain, because I never want to lose my female support. That is more important to me than anything. I feel protected, sheltered, loved, and stabilized mostly from my female subs. And obviously with the topics that I talk about is a mainly female audience. And I loved Marley and still love her. And I love Sharon Taran, regardless of their criticisms of me. And I've seen them on Martin's channel. That was hard. The thing about it is that just because I support the Ruseks emotionally, which I always will, my empathy will always be with them, doesn't mean that I have to believe that there's going to be a court case. It doesn't mean that I have to have the same opinion as all of you. We can support the Ruseks and have different opinions. I don't believe there's going to be a court case. I've never believed it. And I've been saying that there's not going to be a court case for at least a year. Has nothing to do with anyone's influence. And I've never gotten along with Martin. And I don't think, you know, as much as I'm not a fan of AD, I think AD should be able to go and play poker, go to a hotel without being doxxed. I've never agreed with that. And while I don't feel sorry for AD, because I know that he'd probably do the same thing to Nicole Kessinger, you know, I don't have the empathy for AD because I think he would probably do the same thing to others. I still feel that somebody should be allowed to play poker, go on holiday, check into a hotel without being followed and doxxed. I've never agreed with Martin on that. And because I've never sucked up to Martin, he's never liked me because of that. So the feeling between us is mutual. So what I've said about Martin has nothing to do with any outside influence. And I've never agreed with Martin doxing AD. Exposing him, yes. For the things that he says and the lies that he tells, yes. But I've never agreed with the doxing. Just because I support the Ruseks and have empathy for them doesn't mean that I have to drink every bit of Kool-Aid that there is, every drop from the bottle. I have my own opinions and I'm independent-minded, and no one can tell me what I should think or believe. We can support the same cause but have slightly differing opinions. And I've never believed that there was going to be a court case against AD. Never. I've never believed it. And it doesn't matter how much you try and convince me, unless I see it happen, I'm not going to believe it. And a lot of people have a problem with that. The other thing is that some people are upset because my channel is now monetized. What do you think YouTube is there for? I spend a lot of time on my podcast, not as much as some people spend on their videos. I mean, I've never done a 2-hour live stream or anything, but a lot of effort goes into speaking and making my podcast and analysis, putting my views forward for fodder, for ridicule, for criticism. All of this takes effort and time. I deserve to get paid for what I do. And that is what YouTube is there for. And I've discussed many different topics. Look through my channel. You see I've discussed many different topics on my channel, from other creators to the English language, to more personal things like mental health and personality disorders, to true crime cases. I've shared cooking and food with you. I've discussed and covered many different things on my channel. I'm not a one-trick pony. And anyone who says that has not looked over my channel. And I deserve to get paid for sharing what I'm sharing with you, for crying with you, for laughing with you, for sharing my intimate most thoughts. I deserve to get paid for it. This takes time and effort. It takes time to record a podcast and upload it. I deserve to get paid. That's what YouTube is there for. If you can take advantage of all of the opportunities that YouTube gives you, then I think you should. My channel is not a What's channel, as you can see. I've discussed many different topics and other crime cases. I started out doing the Lori Baladebo case. That's where I got my first real subs from. So I deserve to get paid for my efforts. The other thing is that, a lot of people were unhappy with my choice. If you have a sister or a friend who likes a guy that you don't like, do you just up and leave and abandon them? Think about that. Your sister or your friend likes a guy that you don't. And I can understand why you didn't like him. I totally understand. But you just up and abandon your sister or your friend because she likes a guy that you don't. You try and support her. You stick around to support her. You stick around to see her fall and make a mistake. You're there to catch her. But you weren't there. Instead, you decided to criticize me. Well, that's your choice. That's your choice. But I have a right to make my own choices. I'm a grown woman, and I have the right to get paid for my efforts. And I have the right to have an opinion that doesn't corroborate with everybody else's opinions that's within the same group. I do not want to have the same mentality as everybody else just because I support a certain cause. That's boring. So that's what I want to say about that. I've been heavily criticized for saying that I don't think there will be a court case. That's my opinion. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. And then you can say, we told you so, Sim. We told you so.